3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
TTMTrades. We're going to jump right into it. Welcome to the Daily Review. Today we're going to be talking about ticker CHFS, but at the same time we're going to touch bases on ticker MYO and ticker BSPM. Again, TTMTrades. Please follow me on my stock Twitch account to keep up with all my posts and alerts. And then also follow my YouTube channel so that way you can keep up with what stocks I'm looking at for the breakout. Let's jump right into it. So ticker MYO. The reason why this chart has not fully completely came all the way over is because I did this analysis back on December 29th, so that's why I stopped there, and then I did the analysis with the support and resistance back on January 10th through the 11th. So we're going to go ahead and click and pull all these points over to the current time and see how they are still matching up. Okay, what we say, oh, resistance 445. Okay, let's just keep bringing it all the way over, and let's just see how this played out. This trend is no longer, it's not on a downtrend, it broke out. You still draw your trend lines, because your trend lines that were your support areas will become your resistant areas later down the road. So we're going to continue to stretch out this trend line, which you can see became a resistance area. All right, so continue to follow your trends. Now this trend line that I'm drawing out here, I could tell you right now, will probably become a support area if and when MYO pulls back. All right, so looking at ticker MYO, all right, was trending up, bam, had a pullback. Everybody was a little nervous about this pullback. It was following this original uptrend, as you can see here. It broke through that trend, tried to hold on to this one, fell through the near support area. If the two trends that were in motion did not hold up, the initial support area is 320. This actually dipped down to 311. And then pull back up due to a lot of accumulation in that price range. Fell flat here and then begin to head up, and then broke through its resistance of 445 and peaked out at our first Fibonacci that we put at 562. Okay, so the price actually topped out at 563, which correlates with its first Fibonacci retracement of 38%, and the original trend line that was following, which that was support originally, has now came back up and become resistance. So ticker MYO has tapped out. There's news on Monday, followed by ER, so this thing could possibly spring into action and take back off. Okay, so this is just based on pure technical analysis. So based off pure technical analysis, this is flagging for a slight pullback. So we have two pullback areas right here. We have the secondary trend line, which is right in that 460 area, and you have old resistance. One of the golden rules of trading is old resistance becomes new support. So if resistance was at 445, then it is safe to say that when this pulls back, we're looking at that 460 and that 445 area for immediate areas of support. I know a lot of people may not want to hear that, but when you break through a strong resistance, it normally pulls back and tests that resistance area, give or take, and then the trend will continue. All right, so keep that in mind. I missed this entry. I called the 311 dip. I was still in ticker AKER, swinging that one up to 30, and I missed this dip, and then I stopped paying attention to her, and then she just took off. So it looked like it's going to have a pullback here soon. Keep an eye on it. If the news is immaculate on Monday, as everybody expects, then this will probably continue up into that 672, 781 range. So that's ticker MYO. Next we have ticker BSPM. This one was brought up to me by one of my fellow traders. Said he found this diamond in the rough, and that's exactly what it was. So as you can see, on ticket BSPM had this nice breakout from $2.20 all the way up to $6. Now, the pattern that was forming was a ascending triangle pattern. Now, what is an ascending triangle pattern? Ascending triangle pattern is when you have a resistance area that price action just will not close above, okay? And this is the general area will not close above. All right, so what we have here is a flat out resistance area. Each time it tried, failed, and then it just tried multiple times and failed. Now, what makes it a ascending triangle pattern is when you trace the bottoms, the lows are higher. They get higher and higher each and every time. So what does that tell you as a trader? Okay, as a trader, you have this low that the sellers created. Buyers accumulated the shares, pushed it all the way back up, took profit, came back down to a low of 145. Again, buyers pushed it back up, came back down to a low of 168, low of 162, 175, 182, 207. So as you can see, the lows are getting higher and higher and higher and higher. So what this shows is that the sellers are losing control of the stock, because if sellers were in control, they would be able to take this low and push it lower and lower and lower with each go round. But each time the stock comes back down, buyers are accumulating those shares and it's not allowing it to create a lower low. All right, so the lows are getting higher and higher and higher. So what this shows in this ascending triangle pattern is a buildup where buyers are taking control and they're accumulating all of the sellers' shares, and then sooner or later the sellers will just give up and the buyers will overpower them, and shorts, if they have not gotten out of the way, if they do not notice this pattern, will get burned. And it's like a soda. You shake up a soda, a lot of buildup, and then it just breaks out. Okay, so this is a very bullish pattern, but shout out to Citizen God on the Stock Twits who shouted this one out to me. He actually shouted this one out back on the 23rd. Yeah, 23rd, when it was at 207, and then it ran up to $6. So easy 200 to 300% return on your money. All right, next we're going to be talking about ticker CHFS. So now this one is forming the same pattern that ticker BSPM was forming, which is a ascending triangle. As you can see here, we have this immediate area of resistance at 447, right where it closed. Let's bring this all the way over. All right, so it peaked out at 447, excuse me, but this immediate area of resistance right around this 408 to 410 area, and then at the same time we're creating higher lows as we trace our lows here, which is creating an ascending triangle. All right, had this nice area of resistance, dropped, came back up, failed, came down, again failed, made a low of 345, 346, failed, made a low of 362, and right now Friday at the close, it closed right at the resistance area. Now we have the same pattern, ascending triangle. We can see the channels getting tighter and tighter, and we should have a nice breakout soon. As you can see, we got this gap we have to fill right up to this $8 area, and it starts right around this 484 area. All right, so nice gap to fill. Another thing to keep in mind is you have a divergence between your RSI, which right here made a high and then made a higher high, and you have a divergence between your actual price action. All right, so price action made a high and then a higher low. RSI made a high and a higher high. Now divergence, which are oscillators such as the RSI, is a bullish divergence, and it tells you that a reversal is coming soon. So if we put 2 and 2 together, well 3 and 3 together, Number one, we have a gap here that needs to be filled. Number two, we're forming a ascending triangle pattern, just like BSPM did. The consolidation has been for a very long time. The longer the consolidation, the bigger the breakout. Always keep that in mind. And three, your RSI is creating a higher high, but the price action is creating a lower low. So your RSI is signaling that there's a bullish trend that should form soon in a uptrend, because the RSI is already pre-game and showing those higher highs. So going into next week, we should have a nice breakout. CHFS should be a nice safe play for anybody to enter. I jumped in at $4 right at 3 p.m. because I thought I just wanted to be safe and did not want to miss out on power hour. I actually jumped in at $3.98 and it closed at $4.08 on decent buy volume. Okay, right at the average. So going into next week, I'm looking for a major breakout. Once CHFS breaks out, then you already know where I'm going next with mine. I'm heading over to ticker MYO on its pullback, and then we're going to ride ticker MYO back up to that $7, $8, $11 range, right where it peaked out at. All right, I'm out, man. TTM Trades, subscribe if you learned something. Definitely learn your patterns. There are common trading patterns among swing traders. Matter of fact, all traders that they watch on every scale. Intraday, long term, short term. If you're able to identify them along with other indicators and volume, they will definitely help you make great breakout plays. Until next time, subscribe to the channel, and I'm out.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.